Good morning. We are joined today by Adriano, and he is about to start his demo on Excel. Good morning, Jer. Are you ready?
Yes, Jeff, good
Yes,
morning.
okay. Good morning. Paki-share na yung screen so I can bring it inside. Salamat.
Sige, sharing.
You are now live.
Jeff, we're ready na? Are we good?
Yes, we're good.
Yeah.
You're good to go now.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Good morning. I am Jeremiah Adriano. And for this morning, I'll demonstrate to you on how to use the basics of Microsoft Excel. So, a short background lang about me. So, I've been working for the past 8 years and I've been using Excel professionally for about 8 years na rin, no? So I've been in the academe for about 4 years and I've been a researcher for about 8 years na. So why Excel? Excel is a very powerful tool. It's flexible and you can use it in actually your everyday life, in your house, in your work. So you will see in this demo the different uses of Excel. So first, when you open Excel, you will see this interface. So it may vary depending on the version that you're using. Currently, I'm using Microsoft 365. So this is my interface. However, the differences are very minimal lang naman. So let's look at the different templates first. So as you can see, there are several templates. Seasonal photo calendar, academic calendar, home inventory, etc. So if you're just using MS Excel casually, you can just select one of these and go in with your thing. But for the sake of this video, let's use a blank workbook. So this is the blank workbook. Actually, I prepared one for this demo. So let's first look into the different parts of Microsoft Excel. Here you can see the different tabs: home, insert, draw, page layout, formulas, data, review, view, and help. Under every tab, there are ribbons. So this whole thing is the home ribbon. This whole thing is the insert ribbon. And this whole thing is the draw ribbon. So on. And each ribbon is divided into groups. So for the home tab, home ribbon, there are several groups, such as the clipboard group, font group, alignment group, number group, styles group, cells group, editing group, ideas, and sensitivity. And some of the groups, there are what you call launch buttons on the lower right part, wherein more options can be seen. So, for example, for the font group, you can click this one and more options will be open to you. This part right here is called the spreadsheet. It is divided into several columns indicated by the capital letters. So this is A, B, C, and so on. Actually, you can see that if you go through letter Z, the next one would be AA, and so on. Right now, at least for my version, the last column is XFB, as you can see here. As for the rows, it's indicated by numbers: one, two, three, four, and so on. As for my version, you can see that the last row is 1,048,576. The intersection between the columns and the rows are called cells, and they have and each cell has its own name. For example, this cell right here is called A1 because it's in column A and it's in the first column in first row. I'm sorry. So this right here, the one I'm highlighting, seen in F6. So this is called F6. A group of several cells is called a range. It's named after the first cell seen on the upper left part in this example, C2, and the last cell on the lower right, D10. So this range is called C2 through or the symbol colon D10. Again, this range is called C2 through D10. Aside from the spreadsheet, you can also see different sheets on the lower left part of the screen. The generic name would be sheet 1 and so on. However, as you can see, I already created several sheets for the purpose of this demo. To add another sheet, you can just click this plus button like this, new sheet. So another sheet would appear beside the sheet that you're current into. This is called sheet 2. Just as you can see here, you can change the names too. Just double click it and type the name that you want, like this. The collection of different sheets is called a workbook. So again, this is a cell, this is a range, this is a sheet, and the collection of all these are called workbook. So let's go into how to enter your data. It's for it's important to know that in Excel you can be either on a cell or in a cell. So what's the difference? Let me demonstrate it to you. So I'll type in a word, well, word. So when you are on a cell or on when you're on a cell or you're on top of a cell, you can change the whole entry. So for example, the entry is word, and I'll type something new, the word new. So as you can see, the previous word was changed to a new word. Being on a cell is simple as clicking it, single clicking it. But if you want to be in a cell or inside a cell, you have to double click it like this. So by being inside a cell, you can edit the word or the entry inside like this. So again, single clicking it or being on the cell will totally change the entry, while being in the cell or by double clicking it, you can edit the entry. Another thing about um, Microsoft Excel is that you can use your keyboard in pretty much anything that you want. So, for example, moving through cells, you can use your cursor or your arrow buttons, like up, down, left, right. Once again, up, down, left, right. But if you don't have any cursor on your laptop or on your device, you can use first enter. So to go down, you can press enter. To go up, you can press shift plus enter. To go right, you can press tab. And to go left, you can press shift tab. Once again, going down, press enter. Going up, shift enter. Going right, press tab. And going left, shift tab. Another feature of Microsoft Excel which excites or makes the lives of the user easier is the autofill feature. So to demonstrate to you, I'll first enter some data. Right here, we have the numbers 1 through 5. If I highlight one cell, or in this case, number 5, I can drag this cell by clicking the lower left part. I'm sorry, the lower right part of the cell, clicking it and dragging it. And as you can see, the number or the entry is copied.
Excuse me,
Excuse
Jer.
me, Jar. Yes, sir.
Can you zoom in the cell so
Okay.
we can see? Thank you.
Here. Is it better
Yeah.
now?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. Sorry for that.
No worries.
So here, as you can see, when I clicked and dragged one cell, it just copied it like this. However, if you highlight several cells and click the lower right part and drag it, it will detect a pattern. So in this case, it's the increments of 1. So from the original 1 to 5, we added 6, 7, 8, 9, and finally 10. You can also use this for dates or for months. For example, you can type in January, February. So by clicking or by highlighting both of the months and dragging it, as you can see, it automatically detected the pattern and it auto-filled the rest of the cells. So again, this is a powerful feature of this one of Microsoft Excel, and it really helps the user. So as you can see, some of our entries overlap or go overboard of the cells that they are inside of. For example, the word September, it overlaps the letter G, the column G. What you can do is resize the column. There are several ways on how to resize it. First is by going between the columns that you want to resize, clicking it and dragging it, like so. Another one is by going in the middle of the two columns and double clicking it. By doing so, Microsoft Excel will automatically change the size depending on the entries inside of the column. This is also true for the rows. You can either drag it like so or double click it so that it will automatically change the size. Another one would be left right clicking the column or the row like this one and clicking column width. So you can type the specific width that you want to use. For example, 15 and press OK. So these are the types or the techniques that you can use in formatting your spreadsheet. So right now, let's go into editing or layouting your entries. So using these entries, let's change the font size, the font color, and the like. So first, highlight the entry that you want to edit. Go to the Home tab, to the Home ribbon, specifically to the font group. Here you can see the different font faces. Let's change it to Abadi. The font size, it's currently on 11, but let's change it to say 14. You can also change your font size by clicking these two. You can increase the font size. I'm sorry, let me click January 1st. Font size and decrease it. Okay. You can also change the way that it's written. For example, you want to make it bold, like so. You want to italicize it, or you want to place an underline. You can also change the cell color by clicking fill color and changing or selecting a color, like so. The font color can also be changed by clicking the font color and selecting the color that you like. Alignments can also be done, and it's seen here in the alignment group of the Home tab and Home ribbon. For example, you want to align your entry vertically. You can choose either top align, as you can see, the number one was placed on on the upper part of the cell, or middle align, middle of the cell, or bottom align, bottom part of the cell. You can also change the orientation or how it is written. So let us use a longer word such as January. As you can see, the orientation of the word or how it is written was changed. This is very important when creating big tables or a long a long tables wherein sizes are very important. Another thing that you can do is change the indentation, like so, or indenting it, decrease the indentation or increasing the indentation. You can also text wrap. Text wrapping is when the word or the entry inside the cell is too long for the current size. So let me demonstrate to you by adjusting the width of this column. As you can see, the word February overlaps to column H. What I can do is click text wrap, then it will automatically change its format so that it will only stay within the the size of the cell. Merging two or more cells are also is also possible. For example, for the word March, I want it to be merged or to be placed until the column J. I just need to highlight it. So it's column G to column J. Then click merge and center. So as you can see, G7 up to J7 became only one cell. This is especially important when creating or editing your tables. So later on, you can see this or where you can use it in your work. Another function of Microsoft Excel, which makes the lives of the users easier, is the format painter. For example, I want to change the format of these words through by I want to change the format of these words and copy the format of this number. Instead of clicking all these functions, I can just copy this format. So I will just highlight the cell that I would like to copy, click the format painter seen on the clipboard group of the home tab and home ribbon. It will be highlighted by dotted lines. Then I can just paint like so. So you can also do this to several cells. For example, I'll highlight this one again, click Format Painter, then paste it or paint the other cells. So it's really easy. It makes our lives much easier. And finally, in terms of the entry layout, you can you can also look into how the cells are formatted. For example, using the this number 2 on cell E6, I can change I can change it to other format. Just go to the number group of the home tab and ribbon and click the drag down button. So it can be general or no specific format. Number, let's see this one. As you can see, two decimal places were added. Can also be currency. In this case, a peso sign was added. Accounting, wherein the format is different from the currency, and so on. So let's go back to general. Additional buttons are also seen in this group, such as decreasing or increasing the decimal points. So as you can see, as I increase the number of decimal places, the number of zeros also increase. A comma can also be placed, especially for numbers more than 3 digits. So let me edit this. Let's make it 1000. So there, comma was already automatically placed by the system. Percentage can also be done. For example, the number 3 there, it becomes 300%. Or another example would be 0.03 or 3%. And lastly, just as we did earlier, there's also an accounting function here in Philippine peso or United States dollar. So again, that's the different things that you can do to lay out your entries. Now let's go to formulas. Before starting, let me first encode some entries. Sorry. The most basic one is addition or getting the sum of your data. There are several ways that you can do this. First is by typing it. So first, type in the equal sign, type sum, so getting the summation. As you can see here, there are suggestions by the system. These an open parentheses. Click and drag the items that you want to add, then close it with another parentheses and press enter. As you can see, 15 is the summation of all these numbers. Another technique that you can use is by clicking the AutoSum function. It is seen on the Home tab, Home ribbon, Editing group. So it is here. So let's do this one more time. Highlight all these, AutoSum, click the drag the button, click Sum here. The summation of all these numbers are placed. Another common um, another common formula that is used is the average. Like what we did earlier, let's type in first the equal sign, type in average, open parenthesis, highlight the data, close parenthesis, then enter. The average of all these numbers is 3. Again, you can also use AutoSum. Again, highlight, go to the editing group, click the drop down button, then click average. There. Aside from the summation and the average, getting the minimum and the maximum number of the data is also used for different purposes. To get the minimum, just type the equal sign, min for minimum, open parenthesis, drag and drop the data, close, enter. So the minimum number in the dataset is 1. As for the maximum, as you've guessed, equal sign, maximum, open parenthesis, drag, select, close parenthesis, enter. So the maximum number in the dataset is 5. Again, you can see all those functions in the AutoSum, average, summation, average, count numbers, maximum, minimum. For more advanced functions or formula, you can go to the formula tab seen here, formula bar. Sorry. So just click insert function, then select the formula that you want to use. You can also type in here any formula that you want to use. Let's say sum.
Hi, Jer.
Yes, yes, yes.
Some are requesting to zoom in more. Thank you.
Assuming bar. Okay. Jeff, is this enough?
Yes, lumalabas lang kasi blurred kanina yung text.
Nag-blur kanina. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Sorry for that, guys. Hope this is fine. So again, no, go to the formula bar, click the insert function. Let's say sum. Click OK. Insert the different numbers. What you can do is either type it or just drag it, click and drag. Then click OK. So again, 15 It's the same with the ones that we type. Let me show you another way or another formula that you can use on your daily lives or in your work. Mul- um, you can either multiply or divide. So first, let's type in the equal sign. Okay, open parenthesis. Click the first number. Let's say into number one. Type in the asterisk sign. This is for multiplication. Uh, this serves as the multiplication sign. Then click the second number. Let's say number five. Then close it with another parenthesis and click and press enter. Well, obviously, 5 times 1 is 5. So let's use another example. Equal sign, parenthesis, first number, asterisk, second number, close parenthesis, enter. So 3 times 2 is 6. For division, what you can do is equal sign, is first number. Instead of the asterisk sign, you will use slash. So that's for division. Let's say 2 divided by 3 and press enter. So there, this is the answer. Or 4 divided by 2. So it's 2. So these are the functions that you will most likely use in your daily lives or your daily working lives. For the next thing that I want to share with you, I have to enter several data first. So let's say name and score. So examples of names are James, Luke, John, um, Paul. And let's say their scores are 5, 4, 8, and 7. What I'll show you is the next thing that I want to show you is how to filter and how to sort data. It's really important, especially if you have a big data and you want to look into specific if you're looking for a specific data. So what you can do is first go to the data tab and ribbon, data tab, data ribbon, then go to the sort and filter group. So as you can see, I highlighted the names, or the first name here is James, and I want to sort it alphabetically from A to Z. So what I did is just click this button. So James is the first entry, then John, Luke, and Paul. You can also do that the other way around, from Z to A. As you can see, Paul, Luke, John, and James. If you're worried that the scores or the data beside them will be interrupted or will not go with the number, don't worry because it does. It as you can see, James is still 5 is still beside the number 5, John beside number 8, Luke number 4, and Paul number 7. Another thing that you can do when looking into big data is filtering. First, um, click a header. So in this case, the name. Click filter. Then you will see on the lower left lower right part, sorry, but lower right part of the cell, there will be a drop down button wherein the entries below the the header name is indicated. So for example, I just want to see the data of James. First, I have to deselect all, then just click the name of James. So all the names or all the entries aside from James will be hidden. As you can see here, the row numbers, some of the row numbers are hidden. So for example, I have 1,000 names here and I just want to look at the entries of all the Jameses in the data, in the data sheet. So what I can do is filter again, deselect all, and click a specific number or a specific entry. So let's try look there. You can also see the score behind his score. So that's all for the sort and filter. Let's go with tables. So one of the things that you can do in to ensure that your data is is presentable is by creating tables. First, you will go to the home tab, to the home ribbon, to the font group, wherein you will see this sign, the border sign. So using this sample, I can create borders. So for example, this one, C, there's a table. So if I want to place let's say a thicker border outside, I can do so like this. Or I want to delete all borders, I'll just place no borders. So there. You can check all these on your own and you can customize the tables that you will do based on your preference. And lastly, I want to share with you the basics of data analysis. So first, let's go to the insert tab, insert ribbon. Then let's go to the charts group. So of course, after encoding all the data, after looking into the different things inside your data sheet, you want to present it. So in this example, I want to present the scores of Paul, Luke, John, and James. All I have to do is highlight it, select a chart. So there are several charts here. So there are column or bar charts, line or area charts, etc. There's also, at least for my version, I'm not really sure with other versions, there is a recommended charts button. But for this example, I want to use a pie chart. So I'll just click this and select the design that I want to use. So let's use this one. Um, Let me change the size so that you can see it. Hmm. So there. So you can edit this chart by first typing the title chart, for example, scores. There, scores. Then you can also edit the content by clicking these buttons. So for example, the chart element, chart title, data labels, legend. So let's click on data labels. So as you can see, they're num the the parts of the pie are numbered or labeled. You can also change the color, the design, etc. So let's try another type of graph. Again, highlight these one, your data, click insert, go to the charts. I want to try 2D lines. So there. Again, you can change the name. Sorry, you can change the name, scores. You can change the elements inside. You can change the design. So that's the basics or the things that you need to know. And just a quick run through to a more practical side of things. For example, you're creating a Gantt chart. So let me zoom in first. When managing projects, you usually create Gantt charts. So I created an example. So as you can see, I merged several cells. I created tables. I created borders. I encoded already the things that I want to plot. What we will do now is to place the colors. So item number one, the data gathering is will last for 4 weeks. So like what we did earlier, just the highlight the cells or highlight the range that you want to color. Then click fill color. And let's say I want the color yellow. Then data encoding would be 1 week. Select another color and so on. You can also use Microsoft Excel with your budget proposal. So let me zoom in. There. Let's say you have 5 items. Say PC, pen, paper, tablet, and printer. You can indicate the quantity. I want one PC, 10 pens, of 500 pieces of paper, one tablet. Sorry, one tablet, and one printer. So for the prices, you can change the format into currency, say Philippine peso. So let's say the PC is around 20,000 pesos. There. The pen is around 10 pesos each. Paper is 2 pesos each. Tablet is 50,000 pesos. And the printer is 20,000 pesos. After which, what you can do is enter the formula. So given that we have the quantity and the price, we have to multiply it like what we did earlier. So let's enter, open parenthesis, take the quantity, put in the asterisk sign for multiplication, and click the price. And close it and enter. Like what like what we did earlier in the autofill section, what you can do is highlight the cell with the formula that you want to use and drag it down. There, as you can see, the formula is copied for every cell after the one that you created or the one that you typed. And it still multiplies the correct cells or the correct quantities. For example, for the pen, it's still 10 times 10. For the paper, 500 times 2, and so on. And for the final part, let's place the total here. So, is equal sign, sum, parenthesis, drag, close parenthesis, and enter. So this is per complete budget. And lastly, let me there. If you want to create or if you want to present your data, again, highlight the data, go to the insert tab and insert ribbon, go to the charts group and select the chart or the presentation that you want to use. So for example, you want 2D chart, then just edit it based on your preference. So access data, data label, data table, etc. So that's it for the basics of Microsoft Excel and for the practical uses of the things that we discussed today. Thank you.
Thank you, Jer. Thank you for your time. Meron lang nagtanong dito, ano yung version ng Excel mo?
Sir, I'm currently using tawag dito, Microsoft 365.
Okay, Microsoft
Okay.
365. All right. Sige.
Yes.
Okay, so Jer, thank you very much to all the viewers. Maraming salamat sa inyo. If you have questions, just visit our website or our Facebook page. Jer, again, maraming salamat sa iyo.
Maraming salamat din, Jeff.
Yes, thank
Thank
you.
you sa lahat. Thank you.